The protesters, rioters regarding this Minneapolis police brutality incident are stupid and they are cowards, and this is why. If you watch the video of this manslaughtering police officer, you will notice that he knows very well he is being videotaped, yet he doesn't change his activities. What does that tell you about his beliefs about his procedure? I'm going to ask that again. This man very, very clearly knows he's being videotaped in his professional actions as a police officer. What does that tell you about his understanding in his own mind the legality, illegality of his actions? Answer that, please. It tells you that he believes he is doing the right thing. Now, in actuality, I attest that he is guilty of manslaughter because a reasonable, intelligent person, which he is not, would appreciate that if you are putting your knee on a man's neck for many minutes while he is saying he can't breathe, that might mean that he can't breathe, and the knee on his neck is causing that. This police officer is guilty of manslaughter. He should receive the justice accordingly. What is not evident in any of this incident is racism. There is no evidence of racism. There is no evidence that he would have acted differently if this man was white, yellow, black, brown, blue, green. None at all. Especially because he knows he's being videotaped and he knows how hyper-race obsessed half of America is today. Nevertheless, all of these zombies, and that's what they are, these zombies scream, Black Lives Matter, racism, racism, let's destroy everything. Good people's lives, often black people's lives, that had nothing to do with any of this. Because they have a mob mentality, they're sick with this Democrat, cultural Marxist racism concept. Now I'm going to tell you a story here, a very relevant story. Back in something like 2015, when in Oklahoma, that female police officer shot a man who was on PCP, literally, and he was walking around the highway and they were telling him stop, 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 and then he seemed like he was reaching in his car and he got shot. I was not as red-pilled as I am now, and I bought into this Black Lives Matter bullshit. And I started saying, this is terrible, this black person didn't act correctly, he shouldn't deserve to be shot. I was a fool like everyone else. I started taking activism to help Black Lives Matter. You know what started to red pill me? I went on YouTube and looked up police brutality, Black Lives Matter, all these things to aggregate all the police brutality against blacks. You know what I found? I found much, much more police brutality against whites than I did against blacks. Hear what I just said? I was trying to make a case for Black Lives Matter, and I couldn't find that much police brutality as I could against whites. So what does that mean? Does that mean white lives matter and there's police brutality against whites? No. It means that out of the approximately 14,600,000 arrests each year, a very stark few of them are handled in a police brutality type way. That's what it means. If you take a fraction and put all the seemingly police brutality type incidents above the vinculum and put 14,600,000 arrests, is that a significant number? That's 0.00000, a whole bunch of zeros and at the end of one, incidents of some kind of police negligence in some magnitude. Yet because it looks so heinous when we see it and it pulls on our emotions, the idiots out there stop thinking. There is police brutality. When it occurs, we need to bring these people to justice indeed. It is in no way at all an epidemic at all. There's 14,600,000 arrests every year. Think for your mind, and you show me in any of these heart-wrenching incidents where the evidence of racism is. Show me where the evidence is. There is so much police brutality against whites in that proportion. You don't hear about it. You can look it up on YouTube or on some other video sites. You don't hear about it because it doesn't fit the cultural Marxist, deeply, deeply sick zombie Democrat narrative. Show me. I can learn. Show me where the racism is. Show it to me. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. It's a made-up concept. Maybe these people are all over 6 feet. Does that mean there's an oppression epidemic against 6 feet people? Why not? Why not? They're all over 6 feet. It's a lie, man. Wake up. It's a lie. This Minneapolis police officer is guilty of manslaughter. I can only speculate what his motives are. Now, this is just me speculating. Because he knows he is being filmed, I expect he's just low IQ. He's like an oaf. And he has been lied to so many times by people being arrested saying, "You're hurting me, I can't breathe, I'm gonna call my lawyer about police brutality, you're tightening the handcuffs too much," etc., etc. He is just numb to listening to people's complaints. And that is incorrect because it's his job to listen every time to a citizen's words and determine every time the veracity of those words. The man was criminally negligent, in my unprofessional opinion. This is called manslaughter, and he needs to be put to justice. You people screaming racism, you're disgusting. You're disgusting. And you're continuing to rip apart our beautiful society that is basically in tatters as it is because of the Democrats, the left, the communists. This is communist. People don't understand this. All of this is cultural Marxism, cultural communism, all of this. Wake up. 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 Wake up.